What's up, guys? It's G here, and welcome back to the Grizzly Life Podcast. In the last episode, we talked about what's next for Grizzly Fitness, but today, Colton's goal is to set you up with ways to win each and every day. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure to subscribe, follow, and turn on podcast notifications. Now let's get into episode 6 of the Grizzly Life Podcast.
Yo, what is up, guys? It is Sunday, March something. I don't really know what the date is today, but we just got back from a trip in Minnesota. I'm happy to have you guys here. It is episode 6 of many, and we're just doing a quick episode this afternoon or this evening here. It's just me and G in the producer chair, kind of checking over everything. Today's episode, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of inspired by lots of conversations I've been having lately with some of our team. Leaders, individuals, kind of people coming to me asking for, my 2 cents on this or that and kind of where they're at and what they're doing. So, today's going to be kind of some mental frameworks that I've been, kind of introducing in my life, kind of working on personally, things that I'm living by, at least trying to live by, and also coaching other people to do so. So, without further ado, framework number 1 is be 1% better every day. And what does that mean? It's really a personal thing. It's whatever you need to do to be a little bit better than you were yesterday. The goal is to have a compounding or a compounding effect, day in, day out, years down the road, just to be the best version of yourself. If you just kind of wake up and go through the motions and just do what you're supposed to do, clock in, clock out, go home and just do, just normal day stuff. I mean, that's fine and all, but, the goal for me is to be a little bit better. The goal is to be a little bit smarter, a little bit healthier, maybe a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, whatever that is. Me personally, I'm trying to read every day. If I can read 10 minutes, great. If I can read 2 hours, great. If I can get my steps in every day, that's a little bit better than yesterday. If I can lift a little bit more weight than I did yesterday or last week. These are all small improvements that aren't anything major from yesterday to today. But the goal is to just be a little bit better, keep pushing for a little bit more. And, I've been really working on that with a lot of individuals, trying to get them to be the best versions of themselves within our company, friends and family as a whole. That's the number one thing that I've been kind of working on. Framework number 2 is don't say things that you cannot take back. Meaning, a lot of people, they'll be texting each other, they'll be calling each other. Maybe you're having an interaction with a waitress, a customer service representative, whatever it is. Or maybe you're just having a conversation with a pal, whatever it is, right? Don't respond out of emotion, which is the natural thing that humans do. You get a little upset, or, maybe somebody says something not quite the way that you wanted them to say it, and maybe they didn't mean it that way, but naturally, your emotions get involved, and you say things that you cannot take back, things that that individual will remember, and things that that individual, they might not remember the exact words that you say, but let's say 1 or 2 years down the road, I know quite a few people who can hold a grudge. That being said, people will remember the way you treat them and try to respond with logic and not with emotion. Do not say things that you cannot take back. I use this on a daily basis, maybe not a daily basis, but a weekly basis. There's a lot of things within business that I have conversations with customers, employees, staff, gym members, whatever it may be, that I have to think of a logical response before just jumping the gun and getting emotionally involved. So I feel like I'm kind of rambling on this one, but just do not say things you cannot take back. People will remember. Number 3, it could always be worse. This is something that I've been saying a lot, and I've been saying it a lot with a smile on my face. In our business of fitness equipment installs and moving and extractions and all of that stuff. We're constantly picking up treadmills, carrying ellipticals, fixing this, moving that, whatever. And a lot of my guys initially are like, "Oh man, this sucks." We got to carry 5 treadmills upstairs today. Well, my most recent mindset is that, well, it could always be worse. We could have to carry 10 treadmills up the stairs today. So we should be thankful it's only 5. And we should be thankful that we get to do this at the same time. But we should be thankful it's 5 treadmills and not 10 treadmills. Same thing with a flat tire. You may think this is the worst. I've got to get somewhere to be, but it could always be worse. You could have gotten a flat tire and gotten in a car accident from it. You could have, gotten a flat tire, gone off in the ditch, flipped the car, whatever. It could have been a more extreme situation of that. So I use the "it could always be worse" kind of on every aspect of life. Whatever you're doing, just have a positive attitude, I guess is the point of this one. Keep a smile on your face and realize it could always be worse. And luckily, you're that person in that situation that gets to have that. Maybe you have to work out at 5 in the morning, otherwise you don't get the chance to work out. Well, it could always be worse. You could maybe not be able to work out at all. You could maybe be, you could maybe have issues of your own that would maybe not allow you to work out, right? Maybe you don't live near a gym and you don't even have the opportunity to work out unless you're at your house or outside or whatever it may be. Just have the mindset of it could always be worse. Keep a smile on your face, keep pushing, and let's keep moving with that. Number 4 that I've also been personally working on and that I've been trying to coach my guys, my team on as well, is lead by example. And not all of us are in necessarily what we think is a leadership role in life, in work, whatever that may be. But I think it's important to realize that no matter what position you're in, somebody is looking up to you. Whether it be a spouse, family member, close friend. Maybe you are a leader. Maybe you are a manager of an organization. Maybe you're a gym owner. Maybe you're just an older sibling, whatever it may be. It's important to realize that somebody's looking up to you, whether it be, like I said, an individual or an entire team. What you do matters, and the decisions that you make in life matter. And those people are watching you making those decisions. If I'm trying to run my organization or our Grizzly Fitness or Priority Fitness, and I show up late to a meeting, I miss a meeting, I, for whatever reason, don't even schedule a meeting, let's say, that is showing that it's not my priority to be there as a leader and that stuff, which also shows the staff or my team, my friends, whatever the meeting may be, that they aren't necessarily a priority of mine or that I don't necessarily care about them, right? And that's not what maybe this person in this position is trying to do by missing a meeting or whatever. It happens, it's life, but you have to realize that you have to lead by example and know that those people are looking up to you and they strive to be like you in one way or another, or they look to you for, being a mentor in a way or a role model or whatever that may be, right? So this isn't just about meetings, but, I work out on a daily basis. My goal is 5 to 6 days a week in the gym, and my goal is to get over 10,000 steps a day every day. And I also read significantly more. I'm reading 1 to 2 books a week, and they're not all business books, but I'm reading 1 to 2 books a week. I'm walking, I'm working out, I'm doing these things for myself, but also for my team. I know if I strive to be the best version of myself, that my team will slowly try to strive to be the best versions of themselves as well. I feel that this is extremely valuable and often overlooked in every aspect. Like I said, this isn't just about me leading my team, but this is in relationships. If one of the individuals in the relationship is pushing to be a better version of themselves, naturally they're going to maybe do that together and things like that, right? So you're the oldest sibling, you're the middle sibling, whatever it may be. Typically, the oldest sibling, your younger siblings are always looking up to you. So just realize the decisions that you do make will have effect on others as well. So continually lead by example in every situation that you can. And I know these 4 things that I've said so far we could really dive into and talk about, but I'm just kind of throwing some of these ideas out there and kind of keep them in the back of your head. The last one that I'm going to kind of touch on, and I'm not even really going to say a whole lot about it, it kind of goes hand in hand with me starting this podcast, posting more on my social media, doing more things for myself than I have in the past. Don't let the opinions of others affect the way that you do or the things that you may or may not do, right? So don't let the opinions of others affect your output or what you may do. Meaning, don't be concerned about something that you want to do, but you're concerned so and so might think this. And you're probably not even thinking about an individual might think this. You're just thinking people might think this. People might laugh at me. People might make fun of me. People might, I don't know. You just think in your head that people think this or people think that. And really, it doesn't matter. I mean, once you get to the point of, I'm just going to do what I want to do because that's what I want to do, your life gets a whole lot better and a whole lot easier. This podcast, for example, is something that I wouldn't have done a couple years ago because in my mind, I would have just been thinking that maybe I shouldn't be necessarily on a stage talking to people. Maybe I don't think I'm old enough or wise enough to have a decent conversation with people, or maybe I'm just concerned about saying anything wrong and people are going to make fun of me. I've had nothing but positive feedback from this podcast. I haven't had one person reach out and say, "You're an idiot for doing this. I can't believe you're doing," all those things that you would tell yourself not to do the podcast or whatever you want to do. Those don't happen. It's just something that we make up in our minds to, put restrictions on ourselves. So I want you to go out and do whatever it is that you want to do. Whoever might be listening to this. And it's not even about your personal brand or the podcast, the social media aspect, whatever, but maybe there's a new job you want to take. Maybe there's a vacation, an adventure that you want to go on. Whatever it is in life that you want to do, but you feel like the outside might be holding you back. It's probably you holding you back, but, don't worry about what others think. And it's tough, but once you can kind of start breaking through that barrier, life does change, I feel like, in a positive way. You become a better version of yourself, which ties back into the be 1% better every day as well. But, yeah, again, it's late on a Sunday evening. This is going to be a shorter podcast episode. It's just me talking to you guys, and I hope that some of these frameworks, as I'm calling them right now, might benefit you in some way. I'm not necessarily doing this to be like a motivating or inspiring podcast. That's not what this podcast is necessarily. The Grizzly Life Podcast will turn into a mentality and a way of life in the way of the grizzly and that stuff, but I just feel like I've been having these conversations a lot lately, and I wanted to talk about them with you guys, and hopefully one or two of you can take something away, and hopefully one or two of you get a benefit from this, so I really do hope that this podcast helps with that. That being said, I'm going to wrap her up here. Again, this isn't the typical podcast we've been doing. We will be dropping episode 7 here this week as well. I assume that podcast will be more of a conversation back and forth, but I appreciate you listening to this episode. Again, our website is thegrizzlylife.com. You can reach out to me personally on Snapchat at colton.burt, colton.burt. Instagram is coltonburt19. Search me on Facebook. Otherwise, my username on Facebook, I believe, is coltonburt19 as well. Again, I really hope that this helps some of you. I look forward to any feedback that you guys may have. Again, thanks for tuning in. Episode 6 of many, and we will talk to you guys soon. Appreciate you.